Good evening. Excuse me. Welcome to a live episode of OmenG's Stupid Scary Stories. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing well. Now, tonight I won't be reading from any books. I'll be telling this story from the top of the head. I do have an idea of what I'm going to tell you about because it's a problem I've been dealing with for quite some time. And I thought, not too long ago, that I had seen the last of Pendleton the mouse. And I won't be seeing him anymore because, well, I killed him. I fed him like super hot sauce, and he exploded. It was glorious. He was in this little jar, and that was the end of him, right? And I thought that was going to be the end of any mice that were related to him, but I forgot something. Damn it. He's a mouse. Mice have many, many children. Although I slaughtered them by the hundreds, there was one I didn't get. Pendleton Jr. And boy, did he have years to think about the revenge that he was going to take on me. Now, besides me killing off most, if not all, of his family, what I did to him in particular, well, it was a little bit bad. Let me tell you what it was that I did to him. Now, back when I was at war with his father, I had caught Pendleton Jr. Now, at the time I caught him, I didn't know that he was Pendleton's freaking son. I just knew he was another damn mouse in my house. And I wasn't trying to have that because who wants mice in their fucking house? Nobody wants fucking mice in their house. They're annoying. You know, I don't have to tell you what they do. You know what they do. Anyway, right? So, this one particular mouse, I caught him, right? One of those little glue traps and shit. I had ran out of my snap traps, so I resorted to using glue traps. But I don't like using them because then, depending on how the mouse gets caught in it, and those of you who have ever had to deal with rodents know what I'm talking about. They'll be in there, fucking squeaking away. And obviously, since they're nocturnal, they get caught in the middle of the night. You're fucking sleeping. You know, maybe you gotta work early in the morning, or who cares what it is? Nobody wants to be woken up by a freaking squeaky mouse that won't shut up! It's like, what are you squeaking about? Huh? Is another mouse gonna come along and fucking help you out of this mouse trap? I think not. Shut your fucking yap. Jeez. That's how I felt, you know, the day I caught Pendleton Jr. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting down in my freaking studio in my old house, and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, right? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. And all of a sudden, I hear this squeaking. Fucking squeakity squeak. It's disturbing me. I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do, and I don't want to hear this nonsense. So I get up. You know, at first I was going to try to ignore it. It just got worse. So I get up, and I go in to the kitchen, where I find him behind my refrigerator, stuck in the trap. And he's stuck in it in like this awkwardly haphazard way. It's like 2 of his legs on one side are stuck in the trap, and his ear is caught on it, so he's like laying on it like this. and his other 2 legs are out. And he's like trying to run this trap. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you're not getting away. Or even if you could run with your 2 legs on one side, you're not getting into your hole with this fucking trap. So, you know, picked him up. Not him, but the trap with him in it. And I'm like, okay, listen. Shut your fucking yap. Shut your yap! Bastard! Shouldn't have been in my house in the first place. Damn it. I'm at war with your kind. I'm at war with your kind. All of you. Who are you? Are you one of these... He couldn't speak to me, obviously, because he was, you know, trying to get out of this damn trap, and all he was doing at the time was squeaking. So he didn't tell me he was Pendleton's son. Or maybe he knew better than to tell me he was Pendleton's son, because, you know, at this point in time, I was at war with Pendleton. But it didn't matter to me if you were related to this motherfucker or not. Mice, you can't live in my fucking house. We have problems. Simple as that. That's all there is to it. Anyway, back to what I did to this fucking mouse. Now, this little son of a bitch sitting here swarming around. He happened to get one of his legs free. The back leg. So now he's got 2 back legs and 1 front leg, and then this other foot, paw, whatever you want to call it, in the side of his face is stuck in a trap. I can see his little beady eye looking up at me, right? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, buddy, I think not. So you know what I did? I didn't want to flush him down the toilet because you can't flush a mouse trap down the toilet. I didn't want to do anything too drastic, so I threw him out the window. I figured, shit, I live on the 3rd floor. When his ass hits the ground, he'll be dead. Dead, right? Or even if he doesn't die from the impact, he'll probably die when a cat comes along and fucking eats him. Or just rips his ass apart. And yes, people trust me. I've seen it happen. There's been many a time when I've caught a mouse in a glue trap, put it in a cardboard box, and sat it outside. And I sat there and watched and waited for the stray cats to come about the box. They'd look in. They'd be like, oh yeah. Mouse would be like, no, please, I can't run. This isn't gonna be fun for you. The cat would be like, it's always fun. It's always fun for us. What are you talking about? You don't have to run. We just like killing you sons of bitches strictly because we like killing you sons of bitches. We don't give a fuck whether you run or not. Scratch. Head flies off. So here I am thinking, obviously, I've already fought Pendleton and kicked him out of the house there. This mouse I threw out the window, so I haven't seen him. At least I don't think I have. And then when I came up here and Pendleton followed me here, tried his shit again, and I got rid of him after he shit my fucking hot sauce. Ooh, still raw about that shit. I'm still raw about it. But like I said, I took care of him. And for a while, I hadn't seen anything. You know, Blue Jays, they stand guard, ever vigilantly, because, you know, mice are a food source for them, so, you know, it's not like I had to convince them. And then I got my next door neighbor, or my across the street neighbor, Ralph. You know, he's a big ass elephant. He sold me some really good home insurance, which includes a clause for mice. So just in case any mice do come back and I have to do what I normally do to get rid of them, which is shrink myself down to almost their size, and combat them on their level. So I can run into their little burrows and holes and shit and really get at them. You know, fuck the poison, fuck the traps, get at them. Take it to the heart. Anyway, so it's been weeks, months even, since I've seen Pendleton. Or any mice. Right? Now, little did I know, Pendleton Jr. has been stalking me for months. Years, actually. Years. Just waiting. Biding his time. See, when I threw him out the window, a gust of wind caught him, blew him into the tree in the backyard, so he didn't hit the ground from 3 stories up. He hit the tree, which was almost 3 stories up, slid down a few branches and shit and hit the ground. Now, yeah, he got fucked up, but he's not dead, Well, he wasn't dead. So he's been following me around. So he knows exactly what I did to his dad. His mom, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins. Oh yeah. That's right, I told you. I've genocide on mice. So mice-icide. Mouse-icide. There we go, yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, he's been stalking me. Watching my every move. Learning my habits. He was. He knew my love of hot sauce was what brought the end to his dad. So I don't know if that's why he approached me in the way he did, when he did. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it. You know, one day we go to get in the car, and all of a sudden it doesn't want to start. Now, mind you, it's a Toyota Camry. Those cars don't have problems. They don't have problems at all, especially with starting. That's the one thing about a Camry. Shit can be ugly as hell, but it starts. You know, people get them up to like 300, 400,000 fucking miles. Turn that key, starts right on up. It didn't start this day. Like, that's weird. That's really weird. There's no electrical power. I'm thinking the battery's not dead. We don't, you know, the lights are never left on and shit. Cars, what the hell is going on? Pop the hood, look in. It's the engine compartment. And I noticed something. Every single wire and hose has been chewed through. Every single one of them. I'm like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? This is gonna cost hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, to repair. Time, have to have it towed to a shop, and they're gonna basically have to tear the car apart to figure out everything that's been chewed. What a douchebag. Who did this? Who did this? Now, mind you, I haven't seen any mouse or mice at this time. Remember, I told you I eradicated the last few that came to my fucking house thinking shit was sweet with the help of the damn Blue Jays. So I was perplexed, confused. Like, what happened and how? Go in the house, sitting right at the front door. As I walk in, on my newly laid floor is a pile of mouse droppings. My jaw dropped. I quickly swept them up. I didn't want my wife and kids to see them, and I had to be traumatized with the thoughts of the wars with the mice from before. I didn't want anybody to know. I figured, you know what? I'll take care of this myself as quickly as possible. Now, I had no idea that mice knew the art of ninjutsu and kung fu and shit. I figured he was gonna be just like any other mouse. You know what I'm saying? I'd shrink down, fucked him and all the rest of them up, and that would be the end of it. But it wasn't the end of it. It was not the end of it. I came down here to my little laboratory slash studio slash time machine slash shrinking machine slash whatever I needed to be whenever I needed to be what I needed to be for the purposes of whatever I needed to do, right? So, of course, I shrunk myself. That's what I usually do when I'm going after mice, like I told you. I had all my gear, my little flamethrower, machine guns, grenades, mouse killing tools, little Molotov cocktails, which is why I got the, mouse insurance from Ralph. So, in case I damaged my home trying to get rid of them, I'd be covered. Now, anyway, shrunk myself down and I ventured into the basement, once again, in search of more mice. I'm like, that little pile of mouse droppings was rather large for a pile of mouse droppings. Usually there's one or two every, so often. This was like it was intentionally placed. Now, I saw another one of these small piles near my furnace as I was venturing over towards it. I looked at it, and then out of nowhere, I hear, "Hiya!" Get kicked in the side of the face. I dropped some of my gear. Oh. Before I have a chance to see what hit me, I hear, "Whoa!" I get hit in the back of the head, fall over again. I'm getting my ass kicked right now, and I don't see who or what is doing it. So I managed to get the gun off my waist, start shooting wildly around, and that's when I hear, "Oh, you need a gun, don't you?" Like, what? Who the fuck are you? Who are you? Show yourself. Show yourself. Put down the gun. No, show yourself first. Then I'll put down the gun. All right? Nope. And as soon as I heard nope, another kick from the back of the head. Drop the gun on the ground. I see a mouse foot kick the gun away. Steps out of the shadows. Looking at this one-eyed, one-legged mouse. Like a little prosthetic leg. It was weird. I never knew mice could make prosthetic limbs. It was a nice one too. It's like kind of metallic and shit. It was awesome for a mouse prosthesis. Anyway, steps out the shadows. He's looking at me with his eye patch on and shit. Says, "Do you know who I am?" I said, "You're a fucking mouse. I don't care who you are. Why is that important? You're just a mouse. You're in my house. And you need to leave. This is not going to end well for you. I have others that are my size as well." "Oh, so do I." "No, you don't. If there were more of you, you would have shown yourselves already." And out of the shadows came more mice. At least like 10 of them. And these weren't your everyday average mice. Most of them were missing a limb somewhere. One had a prosthetic tail, another one had a prosthetic upper arm. A lot of them were missing eyeballs, one was missing an ear. They were a ragtag bunch of really fucked up looking mice. But they were angry. They all stepped out. That's when the one that stepped out of the shadows first came close to me. I was still laying on the ground. I was like, I'm not getting back up for him just to kick me over again. That's stupid. So I laid there. He stepped up to me close. He said, "You murdered my mother. Killed my father. My brothers, my sisters, my aunts, my uncles. My cousins. All of them. Eradicated. By you." I'm like, I've killed a lot of mice. I've killed lots of mice. I don't give a fuck who you're fucking related to, mouse. I don't give a fuck who you're related to. Huh? Oh, you will when I tell you who I am. Alright, well, who are you? Let's get this out in the fucking open so we can move on. My name is Pendleton. Pendleton? I killed you! I killed you, Pendleton! There's no way you're Pendleton! No, you're not Pendleton! Junior, shut your fucking mouth and listen. Pendleton Jr. But I killed all the Pendleton sons. No, you didn't. You threw me out of a fucking window. Thankfully, there was a gust of wind that blew me into a tree. Poked my eye out when it did it. Fell down to the ground. I had to chew my fucking leg off to get out this goddamn trap you put me in. I didn't put you in the fucking trap, jackass. You ran into the trap. I remember it clearly. I was working on some shit in my studio. Your ass was squeaking, making a whole bunch of fucking noise. Yeah, I threw you out the goddamn window. What of it? You got beef with me because of that? Obviously, you've been living okay all these fucking years. What's with the damn coming back here and potentially getting yourself killed? Because that's what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna die. I have, like I told you, others with me. Now, of course, I was bluffing. I didn't have anybody else shrunk with me. But I figured if I told him that, then, maybe he might rethink his plot of revenge. And then I wouldn't have to worry about him and his little friends doing anything stupid. I said, "You're the one that fucked up my car, aren't you?" "Yep." I was like, "Listen, this isn't gonna end well." "Nope. It's not gonna end well for you." "Oh, no. It's gonna end well for me just fine. For you, on the other hand, it's not gonna end well. Boys, get him." As soon as he said that, the 10 other mice with him circled me. They took turns beating my ass. Oh, it was brutal. It was brutal. Kicking me and punching me, whipping me with their tails, hit me with little sticks and shit. Oh, they were kicking my ass. And taking all my guns away, my flamethrower, grenades, Molotov cocktails. Tied me up to a piece of wood I had down in the basement. They left me there overnight. Came back the next day and they beat my ass again. Oh! I said, "By the time I'm done with you, you're gonna be begging for death. Begging for death!" I was like, "No, you fucking piece of shit. I'm not gonna be begging you for anything. I'm gonna get free eventually. My family's gonna come looking for me. They're gonna be like, he's been gone all day. Huh. And all night." Well, guess what? Lucky for me, my youngest just so happened to come downstairs looking for me. Thought maybe I was in my studio telling stupid stories, which I wasn't because I was tied up to a piece of wood. Now, when they heard him coming down the stairs, they all scattered, like mice usually do, hiding in crevices and cracks and holes and things. I started screaming at the top of my lungs because I'm small, so, my voice doesn't reach as far as it did. So I'm yelling to my son, which must have sounded something like, well, he heard me, thank God. He looks down and he sees me tied to this piece of wood. It's like, "Dad, what are you doing down there? Why are you shrunk? Why did you tie yourself up to a piece of wood? Why did you shrink yourself? What's going on?" I'm like, "Look, come down here so you can hear what I'm saying. Quick." I said, "Look, go into my little room. You're gonna have to take me with you, obviously. Don't leave me here. And return me to normal size. Hurry." And that's what he did. When I got back to being normal size, I told him, "Listen, we've got a fucking problem. Pendleton Jr. Pendleton Jr.? Yes, I thought you'd kill all of his kids." "I thought so too. Remember that time I told you I threw a mouse out the window?" It's like, "Yeah, I saw you throw him out the window." It's like, "Well, he didn't die. He got poked in the eye, lost a leg because he chewed it off. He's got like a little bionic leg now. It's pretty awesome. But he and 10 other mice, that I'm assuming I must have done that to them as well, not thrown them out the window, but fucked them up in some way. He's got 10 mice with him, and they kicked my ass. They kicked me good. They took all my little miniature weapons and shit. We gotta get this guy. He's got something up his sleeve. That's why the car didn't work. Don't tell Mom. She'll be pissed at me because she'll be like, "It's all your fault that these goddamn mice are here in the first place. If you had to just kill all of them instead of throwing them out the fucking window, then they wouldn't be following you here. Okay? So, yeah, don't tell Mom." So he didn't tell Mom what happened. I said, "Look, get your brother, come downstairs. We're gonna have to deal with this. I hate to put you guys in this position, but I can't fight these mice by myself. I need some help." "All right, Dad." So he went upstairs and he got his brother. Xbox has been broken for a few days, so, didn't have to do much to get him out of there. He comes downstairs. I tell him exactly what's going on. He's like, "All right, Dad, let's do this." It's like, "Yes, we're gonna have to fuck them up. We're gonna have to fuck them up. Badly. Like, we have to make this a once and for all thing. Can't have them thinking that they can just keep coming back here and starting shit. It's gonna cost us thousands to get the fucking car fixed. Probably gonna have to buy a new car. Oh, shit. I'm never gonna hear the last of this if anything. Mom finds out, so please don't tell Mom. Just keep quiet. So, we all get our gear together. Fortunately, this time, I don't have any more guns and shit, grenades or Molotov cocktails. So we have to shrink ourselves with crude weapons like spears, swords, and machetes and things like that. I say sword, but it really wasn't a sword as much as it was like, you know those little plastic swords that they used to use as toothpicks and shit? One of those. You know, small enough for us to hold in our hands. Spears obviously weren't real spears, they were toothpicks. And then the machetes were actually real machetes that we brought with us and we shrunk with us while we were shrinking. And we had those around the house. Hammers, you know, things like that. Crude weapons. Now we all shrunk down. We said to ourselves, listen. Well, I said to them, look, you have to be careful. Number one, I think this mouse knows some type of ninjutsu, because when he started kicking my ass, I didn't hear him, and I sure as fuck didn't see him, and they seem to know how to use the shadows to their damn advantage. So we gotta stick together, watch each other's backs, alright? We gotta watch each other's backs. Don't let them get any of us alone. Because I'm telling you right now, if they do, they are gonna beat the living shit out of us. Alright? Alright. Good. I'm glad we all got it now. Let's move on. So we're walking through the basement. I'm thinking to myself, where would they be hiding? There's part of the basement, towards the very back of the basement, that has an unfinished floor. Thinking to myself, if I was a mouse, that's where I would hide. Why hide in here, where I'm expecting them to hide? So we went out there, right, looking for these mice. So when I heard from behind me a voice say, oh, so you had to go and get some friends. It's like, no, these aren't my friends. These are my sons. Why don't you stop hiding in the goddamn shadows like a fucking little mouse ninja? Bring your ass out here so I can see you. So he did. Him and his 10 little mouse companions. He said, these are my sons. That's right. These are my sons. We don't take too kindly to what you did to the family fucking vehicle. And they don't like y'all. We haven't liked you guys for years. So let's go. Have at it. Pendleton Jr. stepped forward, motioned two of his little henchmen to step forward with him. Then he stepped back, motioned for one of his other henchmen to take his place. He said, oh, if you survive, squeak, if you survive, I'll kick your ass last. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Oh, I'll survive, Pendleton. I unsheathed my machete and quickly, without saying a fucking word, sliced the head off the one that he chose to be in his place. His body falls to the ground, still twitching, tail wiggling around and shit. My sons do the same, except they don't chop off the heads. They start like just hacking at him. So it's an all-out melee. All-out melee, right? All the mice are jumping at us now. There's only like 7 of them left. Well, yeah, 7 of them left. Well, 8 actually, because, you know, Pendleton is a junior. He had 10 with him, so 11 altogether. Now there's 8, right? So the other 7 are trying to beat us up. You know, they're coming around, trying to punch us and shit. You know, doing a little sweep, kick, martial arts. Hold on. We're holding our own, though. Because they don't want to get too close to these machetes. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to get too close to these machetes. Now it's down to 3 of them versus 3 of us. We're tired. We're exhausted. Pendleton Jr.'s had a chance to just sit here and rest the whole fucking time, little fucking asshole. I say, look. Tired. Give me a second here. I said, look, Pendleton Jr., Or can I call you PJ? That's what I'm gonna call you. I don't give a fuck if you like it or not, PJ. Now listen here, PJ. You need to just leave. Alright? I don't wanna have to kill you and this be the last of your kind. Do you wanna be the last of the Pendletons? No, I mean, you are the last of the Pendletons, but do you want to be the end of the Pendletons? So I'm assuming if I murder you, that's the end of it. Unless, of course, you have children as well that have been watching what's been going on. I assume they'd probably be with... You know what? Who cares? Pendleton Jr., PJ, stop this nonsense. Alright, I'm giving you an option. Giving you an option to just leave. Okay, what I did to you was kind of fucked up. I shouldn't have thrown you out of a fucking window and shit. But you were gonna die regardless. So you're lucky that I just threw you out the window and you lived. You should have taken that as your cue to just stay gone and not do what you've done. In fact, you know what? Fuck you, PJ. Fuck you. You may have potentially cost me thousands of fucking dollars and damages to my fucking home. You know what? Kids, get them. Fuck this shit. So we charge at them. Ah! Machetes in hand. Hacking and slashing. They're doing all types of dodges and shit. We can't get them. We can't get them. We can't get them. That's what I remembered. I got the Blue Jays in the yard. Maybe if we run outside. Then I quickly thought about what happened the last time the Blue Jays were there. They were gonna eat us. Well, me. So that idea quickly went right out the fucking window. Now, this has been going on for about 10 minutes or so. We just can't seem to land a hit on these assholes. My sons are tired. I'm tired. Mr. PJ there is no worse for wear. It's like, you had enough? Squeak. Mike, no. No. I haven't had enough. I haven't had enough. I won't have enough until you're dead, PJ. Until you're dead. He slapped me in my face. Psh, ah! How dare you? The disrespect. I went to go slice at him. He, dodged it away. So at this point I realized, we're not going to kill these three with these fucking swords. It's just not going to happen. Now, thinking to myself, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, boys? What are we gonna do? We can't get away from them right now. Like, we're at the point now, it's either we fight them and kill them, or they might beat us. What are we gonna do? We try to run back to the machine, they'll just fuck us up on our way back. Maybe even kill us. And then they might make themselves big and then terrorize humans at human size. That would be terrible. Could you imagine a giant mouse just chewing up shit? Just chewing up shit. God, they're bad enough small. But if they were big, they'd probably chew up a whole fucking house in a matter of a day. It's at this point that PJ said, look, this is what's gonna happen. Squeak. We're leaving right now. But just you remember, I've been watching you for years, and I'll be watching you for more years. Mouse years, which aren't very long. Don't worry about that, because I'll be watching you. And when I decide to take your life, oh, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. He turned his back, which was stupid of him to do. Because as soon as he did that, I buried my fucking machete right in his spine. Ah! Squeak, squeaky, squeak! He fell to the ground. Squirming. Trying to pull the damn fucking machete out of his back. My sons took this as their opportunity to attack the other two mice. And they got him. Chop, 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 chop. Killed them both. The only one left now was PJ. So PJ, that shit you were talking a few seconds ago before I buried this goddamn machete in your back. Huh. What was that? You're gonna be watching me? You're gonna follow me around? Really? You're not gonna be following shit. I'm gonna do to you now what I should have done to you when I caught you the first time. What say you, buddy? Any last words? Fuck you, squeakity squeak. No begging for your life, huh? Nope. I don't give a fuck. You know how many of my sons are out there just waiting for the opportunity to fuck you up? Probably none, because I'm assuming if you had a whole bunch of sons to fuck me up, you would have brought them all here in the first place. Why not bring your full might to bear, jackass? I'm not falling for your little mouse bluff. Oh, it's not a mouse bluff, Squeak. It's not a mouse bluff at all, Squeakity Squeak. You think only 10 of us did that to your fucking car? Squeak, Squeak. I don't know how many of you it took. I don't care. What I do know is this ends today, PJ. This ends today. From this day forward, I will eradicate every mouse I see. I don't give a fuck if they look like you or not. I don't care if it's a field mouse. I don't care if it's a tree mouse. I don't care if it's a house mouse. I'm killing all mice. And you can tell, well, you won't be telling anybody anything, but I'll tell them all this is the fucking fault of PJ, otherwise known as Pendleton Jr. If you mice know him or his family, well, go fuck them up, because it's their fault that you guys now will be destroyed anytime I see you anywhere. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go to a goddamn fucking pet store and buy a whole bunch of you just so I could drown you in a fucking pool of goddamn bleach. My sons laughed with me. It sounded maniacal, the three of us laughing together at this half-crippled mouse laying on the ground bleeding out of a big wound in his back. Any last words, PJ? Any last fucking words? Yeah, I already said my last words. The same words that I told you before. It's fuck, squeakity, you. Squeakity squeak. Raise my hand up. Cut his fucking head off. Then I took his head and I put it on a stick. And I took that head stick and I stuck it in my yard. And I left it there just in case his sons were really there. I wanted them to see what happened to their fucking dad. I wasn't fucking playing around. I wasn't fucking playing around. Now, days went by. Months. Haven't seen any mice yet. Think they got the fucking picture. I hope they got the fucking picture. Went and stocked back up on miniature equipment and shit. Since I don't know what they did with mine, they probably buried it in a hole somewhere where I can't find it. That's okay, I don't need it. Just a couple of days ago, though, I did get a letter in the mail. It was a little bit disturbing. Had no return address and no name. Just had my name. And I could see the little telltale signs of mouse prints all over the white paper. Now I'm thinking to myself, somebody who has mice in their house mailed me a letter with an envelope that had been run over by mice. But when I opened this letter and I read it, it was one word. One fucking word that struck terror into my heart. Squeak. Fucking squeak. Squeak.